Dear colleagues and friends, please join me in welcome to the podium Davis Poet Laureate, Emeritus, and the very active member of our UC Davis faculty, Dr. Andy Jones. Andy.
Thank you, Walter, and thank you for this opportunity. It's a real pleasure to bring poetry to such an important event. I was challenged to think, what do I know about shells that I could work into a poem? And what if Ralph Hexter, our Provost Emeritus, shows up? Should I put some Greek myth in there as well? So this is what I came up with. It's called Daedalus. Daedalus. Contemporary of Hercules, perhaps Daedalus was our first retired distinguished professor. After the inventor's workshop in Athens, after the exile from Greece in the palace of Minos, after the puzzle of the labyrinth, after the open-air cell he and his son shared with the birds at the top of the tower at Knossos, Daedalus was given time to reflect on his creations. Clearly, none was more ingenious. He had invented carpentry and its tools, each of them a metaphor. When Daedalus conceived the axe, he reminded all of us to sharpen our tools. With the plumb line, he taught us to measure at right angles twice before we start to build. With the drill, he taught us to excavate. With glue, he taught us to make connections, to fashion with wood, with fabrics, and even with feathers. After his flight from Crete, Daedalus hoped to lie low in Sicily and to give thanks to the gods for his rest. But King Minos lured him out with the puzzle of the conch shell, challenging any man to thread it from one end to the other. Minos knew that only Daedalus could decode the conchological dilemma, and that by solving the puzzle, the genius would reveal himself. If you know this story, you know that the venerable inventor tied a thread to an ant and introduced the eusocial insect to the entrance of the conch. Round and round the inside of the shell it marched, lured by the smell of Sicilian honey on the other side. When King Minos was presented with the threaded shell, he knew his former court genius was on the island. Today, we celebrate our Daedaluses. Taxonomically, let's call them geniuses, whose discoveries and creations are known throughout the land, scholars whose accomplishments approach the status of myth. The laurels are yours and well deserved. But you might also think of yourselves as that industrious ant. For long have you marched through your personal labyrinths, hearing the published echoes of your own voices in the shell, as well as those of the people outside the lab who have cheered you on. Now is the time to liberate yourself from your tiny harnesses. Come out of your shell. Cap your power. You answer now to no king, to no court, to no fellow virtuosi. It's time to enjoy all the honey that rewards you for your persistent genius. You have threaded the conch, and long will we speak of your triumphs.